Hello, everybody. Wolfgang here. It's Monday, December the 4th, and it's a Monday. That's all I can say. It wasn't bad at work, it was all right. So, I found an article I'm going to share, and it says, does bottled water go bad? So, this goes along with prepping, but it's also news. You can take this any way you want, but I never really thought about. I know if you store your water the right way, you should have it for quite a while. So let me share this article I found. It says, does bottled water go bad? When it's safe to drink expired water, and what to do with a contaminated bottle. So, bottled water can have an expiration date, though it's legal in the U.S. to sell expired water. Bottled water's expiration date warns when leached chemicals will begin to affect the water's taste. Drinking expired water probably won't harm you, especially if the water was stored properly. There's some, I guess, water. It's the Stanley Tumbler is the latest trendy water bottle taking over TikTok. I don't even care about TikTok. So anyway, during a road trip, you take a big swig of a water bottle you bought at the last gas station. Despite the label's promise of natural taste, a chemical flavor bathes your tongue. You examine the bottle and learn its sell by date was a month ago. You read that right. Bottled water can have an expiration date. This date warns when leached chemicals will begin to affect the water's taste. It doesn't tell you anything about the level of toxic microplastics in your drink. The exact shelf life depends on the brand. A Fiji bottle can last 2 years, while those bulk packages of Nestle Pure Life bottles have a shelf life of only 3 months. Before you turn the car around and confront the gas station clerk or punch him in the nose, you should know it's perfectly legal in America to sell water bottles past their best by date. For the last 21 years, the FDA's stance has been that bottled water can last indefinitely if you store it properly. However, improperly stored water can not only taste funky, but can also grow toxic or contaminated over time. It's important to know the difference between water that tastes like shit and water that could potentially make you sick. And like I said, this is the first time I'm reading this stuff. So, yes, I will ad lib a little bit. Chemicals leach into bottled water over time. And I've got a jug in my car, and I also have jugs probably this size we keep in the closet. When bottled water goes stale, it's often because the bottle has begun to deteriorate, shredding microscopic chemicals into it. These compounds may make your water taste like medicine, chlorine, or ozone, says Brian Quoke-Lee, food chemist and author of 100 Food Science Questions Answered. I love some of the articles they share. Every bottle sheds chemicals a little bit just by virtue of being in contact with water. Some of these chemicals are more toxic than others, such as autonomy, a chemical that can damage your stomach and intestines, and oh my lord, what is that? Phthalate esters, which can disrupt your encro, encro system. Glass bottles release less autonomy and phthalate esters than plastic ones. Now, I've heard your plastic bottles over time, they they break down and they will release chemicals. But most water bottles are made from a polythin terephthalate or PET plastic, which tends to release the most anat- anatomy out of all common bottle materials. But even PET bottles shouldn't release enough chemicals to make the water inside toxic. Over time, the water and the bottle reach a chemical equilibrium, so only trace amounts of the compounds are present in your drink at any one moment. Where you store your water can also impact the water's taste. According to the International Bottled Water Association, plastic containers are slightly permeable, meaning air molecules may travel in and out of the bottle. That's got to be minute. If you store bottled water next to, say, a bucket of house paint or drain cleaner, that's my favorite flavor. Vapors from those household solvents could sneak into the bottle and alter the flavor inside. Studies so far say the amount of chemicals in expired water are typically below limits set by the FDA, at least so long as you've stored the bottle in a cool, dark place. Hot water, you may remember from high school chemistry class, can dissolve larger amounts of chemicals than room temperature water. And I'm sorry, I do not remember that from chemistry class. Research shows PET bottles heated, excuse me, past 86 degrees Fahrenheit can release an excessive amount of phthalate esters. Bottles heated past 140 degrees Fahrenheit can release dangerous levels of, I guess, it's not anatomy, enemy, I guess. So while an expired water bottle from the fridge may be safe to drink, the bottle you forgot in your hot car trunk or on a sunny shelf probably isn't. I'm gonna keep that in mind because I keep a case of water in the van, so whatever. Harmful microbes can contaminate bottled water in rare cases. On rare occasions, the stale taste of expired water could come from microorganisms, while bottled water companies go through rigorous processes to keep their products sanitary. Accidents can happen. For example, in April 2016, some business offices in Spain received bottled spring water contaminated with norovirus. They put the tainted spring water in the office coolers, and over 4,000 people developed a gas or a stomach problem, gastroenteritis symptoms like vomiting and fever. In addition to viruses, yeast, molds, and bacteria can also slip into the bottle, often during the packaging process or transport. If you drink the bottle right away, the microbes probably won't have time to reproduce to any great extent. But if you leave a bottle in sunlight for an extended period, you'll create a warm, stale environment for them to multiply. Quote Lee says contaminated water can have a musty, moldy, marshy, sour, or rancid flavors. You may also see a light, slimy film near the bottle's rim, since that's the main entry point for the microbes. If your water tastes like swamp ass, it could make you sick. How sick depends on your immune system and which microbes are in the water. While some microbes may give you fever or upset stomach, others could give you severe diarrhea. That's enough to send you to the hospital. And what to do with expired water. If you're a frugal or environmentally conscious person, you may wonder how to salvage your expired bottled water. While you may be tempted to give your expired water to your plants or pets, your idea may backfire. Really? Okay. As the same contaminants that put your health at risk could also make them ill. They need clean water too. So don't poison your plants or poison your pets. Ku Li says you can filter your water through an activated charcoal filter, which should remove any of the contaminants. If you think microbes have infested your water, boiling it for 1 minute should kill off almost all pathogens. If your bottle is fresh out of the factory, experts don't recommend reusing it unless the packaging explicitly gives the okay. Germs from your fingers and mouth can colonize the container, growing into a health hazard by the time you decide to refill the bottle. Instead, you can simply throw the bottle in the recycling bin when you're done. No need to rinse it out or scrape off the label. The IWBA says glass and plastic bottles are both 100% recyclable. In fact, your bottle will likely be used to help create new bottles, which you can then purchase all over again, hopefully before the expiration date. So, with your bottled water, and we do buy bottled water by the case. As a matter of fact, I got some right here. We don't buy the fancy BS, but I didn't see a expiration date on this, and we buy it by the case, and I did not see an expiration date on the package, how the water is, and held together in a case. Anyway, but it's all good. We like to use our bottled water in our coffee maker. That's primarily why we bought it. But like I said, I keep a case of water in the van. So, and the other thing I was thinking, if if your water's been sitting around, you got a case of it in your trunk or your van, you could use it just to wash your hands, I would think. But that's each their own. I mean, if you want to boil it, like say if you're camping, but if you got a chance to do that, but we keep, like I said, I got a couple of big containers of water in the closet. So there is the spam report on does your water go bad? I hope that gave everybody a little information. So this is Wolfang. Blessed be, stay safe, and have a great Monday evening. And I will chat with you all later. Good night.